All right, everyone, let's get to it. Let's do a B3 for cigarettes and cigars. So I've put on Blackboard and emailed to each and every one of you a copy of this particular CCI. And the CCI has got a shipment from Cuba, and it is cigarettes and cigars. So on the B3, what I've taken the liberty of doing for you is I've completed the header and subheader just for simplicity's sake and speed. We're going to do the cigarettes first because the cigarettes are very similar to alcohol in the fact that it's two lines. First line being the customs duty, the second line being the excise duty. Cigars is an entirely different animal, and we'll show you that in a second. So let's go to the first line. We've got cigarettes, 2402.20.0000. The unit of measure is MIL, so let's make sure we can see that. 2402.20.0000. Cigarettes contain tobacco. Unit of measure MIL. MIL equals 1,000. They want to know how many 1,000 cigarettes there are. The duty rate is 12.5%. So we put the duty rate in at 12.5%. I put the unit of measure as MIL, so now we need to figure out how many 1,000 cigarettes we have. Well, we've got 5,000 cartons of cigarettes, and each carton contains 25 cigarettes. So we multiply that by 25. We have 125,000 cigarettes. So we put 125. That says 1,000, but that is just a decimal. It's 125.000. That's 125,000. All right. The rate of customs duty is 12.5. Rate of GST, the value for currency conversion is $20,000. The exchange rate is 1.34. We take the 20,000 times 1.34. We get 26,800. For value for duty, we take 12.5% of that. We get 3,350. Just like you do normally. And it stops there. The second line, the excise duty. The unit of measure for excise duty, I told you, is NMB. Okay? But the NMB doesn't stand for number of cigarettes. It stands for number of units of 5 cigarettes. Because, just go back here, the excise duty on cigarettes is 60.62104 cents, okay, or dollars. So it was no dollars and 62.104 cents per 5 cigarettes. So the unit of measure NMB is number of units of 5 cigarettes. Okay, so we take the number of cigarettes, which we already calculated, is 125,000. 5,000 cartons and 25 cigarettes each carton. We need to know how many groups of 5 that is. So we divide the 125 by 5. And we've got 25,000 groups of 5 cigarettes. So in the quantity we put 25,000. It's not 25,000 cigarettes, it's 25,000 groups of 5 cigarettes, because the excise duty is on every 5 cigarettes, every group of 5 cigarettes. So the excise duty is what I showed you before, okay, 0.62104. There it is, 0.62104. So we take the 25,000 cigarettes times 0.62104, and we get 526,000 excise duty. So 15,526 excise dollars in excise duty. $15,526 in excise duty. Let me speak English here, pardon me. So now we figure out the value of tax, which is the value for duty plus the customs duty plus the excise duty. Get that? That times 5% is this amount of GST. Straightforward, just like the alcohol entry that you guys did so well on your assignments. Now let's talk about the cigars. The cigars is a different matter. The cigars attract three different types of duty. One assessment of customs duty and two assessments of excise duty. So, first thing we need to do, oops, don't want to do that. First thing we need to do is look up the HS number, 2402-10-0010. 2402-10-0010. The unit of measure is MIL, and the most favored nation is 8%. MIL means 1,000. So the unit of measure is MIL. Okay, I've already got the duty rate down. So they want to know how many 1,000 cigars we have in our shipment. Well, we've got 1,000 boxes, each with 20 cigars. The math there is pretty simple, but let's do it anyways. We've got 20,000 cigars. So we put down here 20 because there's 20,000. This is what the answer is. It displays this because you can have a quantity in the decimals. But that's 20,000 cigars. The value for currency conversion is $30,000. So put in the $30,000. 30,000 times the exchange rate, which is 1.34. That's helpful. There we go. So 30,000 times 1.34 is $40,200 value for duty. And the customs duty is 8% of the 40,200, which is $3,216. All right, we stop right there. Next line, we need the excise duty. The unit of measure for the excise duty, let me just get there for you. The unit of measure for excise duty is MIL, thousands. Okay, so we'll put in MIL, and it's the same answer. It's 20,000 cigars because the excise duty rate is $27.03346 per 1,000 cigars. So we put in the $27.03346. So $27.3346 per 1,000 cigars. And to figure out the excise duty, 27.03346 times 20 means we have $540.67 duty. $540.67 duty. We stop right there because now we need to go to the third line with a special assessment. The unit of measure stays the same. Still have 20,000 cigars. The rate of customs duty is 88% of the total value for duty. So, let me just again show you on our the additional excise duty is the greater of 9 cents per cigar, or 88% of the duty paid value, whatever is highest. If for giggles we can look to see how many cigars we got. We've got 20,000 cigars times the 0.09717. 0.09717, pardon me, let me do that again, 0.09717, we got $1,900. No way. 88% of $30,000 is way more than $1,900. So that's why we're going to use the 88%. And like I told you, we'll never use this one in this class. We're always going to use the 88% of duty paid value. Okay, so how do we figure out the duty paid value? Well, we take the 40,200 right here, add on the customs duties, 3216, plus the excise duty of 540.67, and we get 43,956.67. And we don't write that down, we just use that number, and we take 88% of it, 0.88, and we got 38,681.87. Just make sure that's right. Yes, it is. That rounds off to 87. Okay. The SEMA assessment 0, excise tax is 0. The value for tax is this value for duty plus the customs duty and the 2 excise duties. And the 4 of them added together is 82638.54. And then that times 5% is 4131.93. Okay. And down here is the addition of all the customs and excise duties together and the GSTs. Okay, so on a shipment worth 50,000 US, okay, you're paying $67,000 in tax. It's an expensive proposition, cigars. That's why cigars are so expensive. So remember, you need to do 3 lines for the cigars. The first line is the customs duty, which is 8% of the value. The quantity is thousands. The quantity doesn't change. The unit of measure and quantity doesn't change for all 3 lines. The second line is the excise duty, just like you did with the cigarettes. Okay, and it's 27.03346 times the 20, because that's per thousand. You have 20,000. And that makes $540.67. But then you have a third line, an additional excise duty of 88% of the duty paid value. For the duty paid value, you need to add together the customs duty, the value for duty, the customs duty, the excise duty together, okay, and multiply that by 88% to get this customs duties. Do not fill in the value for duty, okay? And then you add up 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the value for tax, times 5% get the GST. Don't be confused by these fields. This should be just like that. Your answer on using this file will be 20,000, but that's 20 decimal 0000. That's still 20 to represent 20,000. MIL is 1,000. Okay, so quickly, let's take a look at what you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing this assignment where you're going to have this shipment from Havana, Cuba. You've got cigars. Be careful here, there's 500 cartons. Each carton contains 20 boxes. Each box contains 20 cigars. So you're going to multiply 500 by 20 by 20 to get the number of cigars. And you have cigarettes. You have 575 cartons. Each carton has 10 packs. Each pack contains 20 cigars. So you're going to do 575 by 10 by 20 to get the number of cigarettes. And then remember, the NMB represents groups of 5 cigarettes. All the other information you need is there. I've included the page from the customs tariff. Look at this, at the video that we had about, actually this video I should say, look at this video to show you how to go about calculating it. Just follow along. You'll find that this one falls into the same thing. I think the only matter here is you have 2 different countries of origin, so that's going to make a little bit of a not a difficulty, just a little bit of difference, that's all. But the calculation is still the same. All right, have fun, and we'll see you next week.